As a small business owner, it's so important that we take the time to step away from our businesses so that we can work on our businesses. One way to do that is to attend an industry-related conference. At a conference, you're able to expand your knowledge, your professional growth. You're able to attend workshops. You can network with other people in your industry. You can also find out what's the latest tech and the newest trends that are happening. In today's video, I'm taking you behind the scenes with me to an industry-related conference that I recently attended, and that conference was Imaging USA 2024. It was amazing. I can't wait to share with you. I'm just going to share some insights and some great moments from this event. All right, let's dive into this video. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Shawon. I'm a brand strategist and small business owner. My mission here on the channel is to help you elevate your brand and boost your business. If you find value in today's video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive into this behind the scenes with just today's video. I'm so excited. All right, it's been a fast-paced season. I knew that it would. One of the things that I was looking forward to attending was imaging, and that happened a few weeks ago, and I am excited to share some insights and some things that I learned. It was just an overall great experience. And I'll say from a branding perspective, the experience for me started when I was walking through the airport and coming down the escalator. There was a beautiful banner welcoming the attendees to Imaging USA. I thought for branding, that was such a great touch point right at the airport. Before you even get to the conference center, you were already welcomed and greeted by that amazing banner. It just made me think about not only myself in that moment and how I felt, it just raised my excitement, but I also thought about everyone else that was going to be coming through that airport and seeing that exact same banner as they were coming down the escalator, and how that banner, that welcome message would make them feel. Like I said, for me, it really drove my excitement. I was so excited coming, and then to see that little touch point just increased that even more. And it made me think, hey, I'm excited to come back again next year. I can't wait. When it goes back to branding and all of those touch points that we are creating within our brand for our businesses that create that emotional connection that taps into the heart of the people that we are called to serve. And I'll just say that touch point definitely left a feeling in my heart and then an imprint in my mind, which is what good branding does. But kudos to the entire PPA staff for every detail that went into that event. So last year I was nominated and elected to serve on PPA's board of directors, and we had our board of directors meeting during imaging. It was actually before imaging started, so that is the reason why I was there for the entire week. So first up was we had our meeting on Friday. After that was over, I also got to see some of the behind the scenes, to see the trade show floor in progress, walls going up for different vendors. I got to see all of that happening. The red carpet being rolled out down the hallways at the Kick Center, which was amazing. I'm gonna put in some clips from some of that behind the scenes. My good friend Ronan Ryle, getting to see his whole setup going up for 3XM Solutions, just to see all hands on deck, everyone working towards a common goal of making sure that imaging was the best, just having the attendees in mind, everyone coming. It was just amazing to see all of that happening. So let's fast forward to day one. So day one for me was Saturday. One of the things that are offered at imaging are pre-con classes or pre-convention classes where photographers can come in for workshop, whatever skill set that you're looking to improve. grow, maybe learn something new, which was on my list. I wanted to do something different, and I'm going to share with you what that was in a second. But there were all kinds of pre-convention workshops, such as maybe mastering off-camera lighting. There were photo walks happening. There were other lighting bays set up. There were business opportunities too. So many workshops that you could choose from based on what your goals were. And speaking of goals, before I keep diving in, I would say if you are attending an industry conference, it's just to have some goals in mind, because like I said, I attended my first conference years ago, but it was so helpful to know, okay, this is what I want to focus on, or these are the workshops that I want to attend. These are some maybe gaps that I'm seeing in my professional knowledge, right? So things that I want to improve and grow, right? So I would say before even attending, think about those things, right? This is an opportunity for you to work on your business, even at a conference, right? So looking ahead at the list of workshops that are offered, another thing that I had on my list over here was thinking about how you want to spend your time. So for me, I'm an introvert, extrovert. I love being around people, but I do need that time away to recharge alone. So thinking about how much time do you want to spend? Do you want to spend the complete maybe 8 to 10 hour day immersed in everything? Or do you need to take some breaks? Or do you need to take a walk? Or do you need to spend some time alone recharging? So think about, how do you want to spend your time? Another thing to think about might be, for instance, we have the trade show at Imaging. So it's, who do I want to visit? Because once again, once you walk into those doors and all of the vendors are out, oh my gosh, my mind can start like, ooh, I want to see this and I want to see that. I want to touch and feel this. So having some type of game plan too for maybe some vendors, maybe there's new tech, as I mentioned, that you want to check out, and have an opportunity to maybe do some hands-on, ask some questions on site. That could be helpful to know who you want to see while you're there. Like who are the vendors that you want to see? So knowing that in advance would be super helpful. Another thing on your list might be, who do you want to meet? So oftentimes we start these relationships online, on Instagram, Facebook, and we may be chatting it up with other people in our industry, and having a conference might be an opportunity to come together and to see each other in person, in real life, from behind the Zoom lens. I'll say for my first conference that I attended, it was definitely an opportunity. I met up with some friends that I met through a photography workshop, and we were all attending that same conference. So we got together, we had dinner. So think about that too. Who do you want to engage with, meet in person, real life, all of that good stuff. Okay, back to the pre-con classes, I decided to try something new. And my trying something new was, I attended the Art and Business of Food Photography workshop, and that workshop was with Christina Peters. It was so much fun to see the behind the scenes of what goes into capturing food on a plate. For this setup that she shared with us, we had a burger. Maybe that's, creating a menu for a restaurant, maybe images for their social media or website. But it was really interesting to see like some of the little tips and tricks that goes in to making that burger look like you want to order it off the menu. So that was really fun. And like I said, I wanted to try something new to maybe add value to my clients in the studio who might have, and I've had this before, a food blogger, who we created a set for food. I've worked with health coaches and we've done like food setups, but I wanted to just gain some insights for someone who's specialized in that area to hopefully bring some things that I learned back here to the studio. But it was also a fun experience as well. Not only did I see the setup of the burger and learn some tips tips and tricks, but I also got to see some insights into the way that Christina marketed her food photography business. So I also got to see a business model that was in the food photography space and looked at some of the ways that she was doing her marketing and how can I maybe apply some of these things to my own business. So it was really great in that aspect as well. So also on Saturday, what was going on after I left my pre-con workshop, I went over to the IPC competition, and IPC stands for International Photographic Competition. This year, there was live judging happening. This was it was everybody's first time experiencing this, but it was such a fun time. So basically there were, I think 16, yes, look at my notes. There were about 16 categories. So ranging from portraits to weddings, newborn and maternity, children and teens. There was illustrative digital art, sports, wildlife, so many categories that covered the genre of photography. So you had all of these categories and photographers entered images in each category, and those images were judged live. We could see them on the screen as the judges were judging, and it was quite the experience. The energy in the room was just amazing, and it was a ton of fun. So if you have ever watched March Madness, which is going to be happening soon, so you have the tournament that's going on, and we're getting down to the Final Four. So basically IPC was the same premise, getting down to that Final Four for the GIA Award, the Grand Imaging Award. It was just so much fun. After spending some time at the live IPC competition judging, I went over to attend the new PPA members meet and greet. And this is where I met my new friend, Allison from Missouri. Allison, if you're watching this, hello. After meeting Allison at the new member meet and greet, I saw her every single day. One of my takeaways from meeting with Allison, as we were spending some time chatting, she had a final question before she went off to complete her bingo card. And that question was around, tell me something that 2023 taught you. And my response to her was that it taught me to focus on one thing, right? That was a highlight for me, a takeaway from 2023. And then, of course, I wanted to know what was hers, was that she was enough. Oh my gosh. Of course, we had the hugest hug and embrace. And as I mentioned, I saw her every single time after that night. For me, it seemed like, I'll share this. So sometimes, even having this YouTube channel, right? Sometimes it's me thinking about, what if this video just reaches one person? What if something that I say impacts one person and makes a difference in that one person's business? Then for me, it's worth it to have this YouTube channel, to do videos, right? So that one person, right? And even though we were at this big conference with people from everywhere, from my interaction with Allison, I felt that so many things that were said afterwards, wow, that was for Allison. I hope Allison heard that. And we had a moment again. Like I said, I saw her every day after that night. We had a moment, and I'm getting to this too. The next day was the opening keynote, which was phenomenal. And as I'm sitting there listening, I'm taking down notes and so many insights, that I'm taking in for myself. But I'm also thinking about, oh, wow, I hope Allison was here. I hope she heard that. This is for her. To know that the thing that 2023 taught her was that she was enough. It's like everything else, just let her know, yes, you are enough. And that keynote address was one of them. And later that day, I saw her and I was like, Allison, were you in the keynote address? Did you hear? She's like, yes, that was for me. And I was like, yes, I'm so happy that she was here because everything that was said in that keynote just was an affirmation to her, like, yes, you are enough. You can do it. Like, whatever you're wanting for your business and for your life, you can do it, and you are enough. You have everything that you need. So, wow. Allison, if you're watching this, I'm still talking about you. My day two, the opening keynote, and that keynote was given by Victoria LeBaum, and what an amazing storyteller she is. She took us on an adventure through story, captivating every heart that was willing to lean in and just receive everything that she shared. It was so good. She talked about risking forward, and just a few takeaways that I received from listening to her through her talk, risking forward. One of those was, at the edge of not knowing is the beginning of extraordinary. Like, oh my gosh, she talks so much about risking forward and taking those micro steps to get you to the big goals that you have. It's all about those micro steps outside of your comfort zone. And every single micro step is a risk forward. You're taking a risk, right? And another takeaway that I had, I loved reminding my clients about the big picture vision that they have, right? So our big picture that we have, the vision that we have, is what's driving our goals. It's what's driving us in terms of what we're working on every single day. It's helping us to get to our big picture vision. And the things that are outside of that vision, we want to say no to them, right? Or maybe not right now, not at this time, not during this season. It doesn't align with my vision. And she gave such a great example, a visual that was a reminder. And she literally just had her arms up in a V position, and the V represented your vision. So as we have our V, we're able to walk forward. We have balance as we're walking forward. But when we start to allow things to come into that V that are not in alignment, our V gets off-centered, it gets off balance, right? And I thought it was such a good visual and a good reminder, just as we're making decisions within our businesses, personally, as well as professionally, that we are staying in tune with what our overall vision is so that we don't have that off balance feeling. And I thought it was just such a great visual and a reminder. If that resonates with you, let me know in the comments below. I'll also mention that I did pick up her book. Actually, I didn't pick it up. It's on my Audible list. So to me, that's picking up a book, but it's now on my Audible list. And the title of her book is Risking Forward. I've already started listening to it, and I would highly recommend it. After the opening keynote, we went right into the ribbon cutting ceremony, and the ribbon cutting ceremony was the cutting of the ribbon to open the doors to the amazing trade show. We had some great vendors at the trade show. I can say we had great vendors last year. There were great vendors this year. Some of my visits were, and my first stop was a visit with Miller's. I visited their booth last year. Last year they had this beautiful flower wall set up. This year they still had the flowers going, and it just drew me right in because I love flowers. But Miller's is a print lab. I have ordered things from them in the past when I was selling wall art to help my clients see their beautiful images that brought them joy every single day. But Miller's, if you're looking for a print lab, they do offer canvases, prints, like all sizes. They offer albums, all kinds of albums too. So if that is a need, they definitely have a solution for you. I had some footage of me speaking with the rep that was there, but I'm not sure how much of it you can hear. But if it's not on the screen right now, if it's on the screen right now without audio, that's the reason why. It's because I didn't have my mics in order to capture audio. But I had a great time visiting their booth. Is always just amazing to see their setup. Another booth that I stopped by was Stella Pro Lights, had a conversation there as well. When I was a wedding photographer, I was contemplating getting some Stella Pro Lights. As you know, if you're a wedding photographer, it's really helpful to have tools that you can use quickly and efficiently on a wedding day. So if you need some lights in your life, they specifically do have constant lights, so super easy to set up. Check out Stella Pro Lights. Another booth that I got a chance to visit was my friend Ronan Ryle. He is the CEO and owner of 3XM Solutions. They offer beautiful folio boxes. So once again, if you are a photographer and you're looking for a way that will help your clients experience joy every day at their beautiful images of their loved ones, a folio box is a great way to do just that. I also got to check out a demo of a new product that they're offering, and that product is Quantum Cloud. It is a digital delivery system, and the cool thing about this system is that your client will have a card that you can also design with maybe your logo on the front, or your photo with your logo or your business name. On the back of the card is a QR code that your client can scan directly to their phone, and it will have all of their images right in their hands, right? So they can access their images on their phone, as well as they are able to download them onto their computer. They can share their images, they can share them on social. There's also a place where your contact information, the photographer studio, is also embedded in this delivery system as well. It's really cool. If you weren't at imaging, you can go over to their website and check out a demonstration there. You can simply scan a QR code that's available, and you'll have access to it on your phone and to see how it works if you need a solution for digital delivery of your images. Nikon was at the conference, at the trade show. A chance to go over to the Nikon booth. Okay, also back to knowing what your goals are, what vendors you want to also know if you want to invest, and be prepared for what it is that you want to invest in, because you will feel like you are in a candy store. That is exactly how I felt when I walked into the Nikon booth, their whole setup. Oh my gosh. So one of my principles is use what you have and make it work. So I am still using, for all of my photographer friends, I'm still using my Nikon D750. I have not walked over into the mirrorless world. I do have a Sony mirrorless that I use for another purpose other than photographing clients. But I was in the candy store and I was trying out the candy and the different lenses. And I was like, okay, I might need to save up for some of this candy that I am getting a chance to experience. Oh my gosh, the Z9 was amazing. I have to tell myself, do you really need a Z9 for the work that you're doing now? Maybe as a wedding photographer, a Z9 would serve you, but do you really need a Z9? But let me tell you, I was blown away by all of the things in the Nikon booth. Candy store, guys, it was a candy store. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, so another moment that I had outside of the Nikon candy store was that I had a complete fangirl moment. I got an opportunity to meet Jerry Guiones. Oh my goodness. I was just walking through the trade show with my little vlog camera, and all of a sudden, I'm like, that's Jerry Guiones. He was in one of the booths. I can't remember which booth it was, but he was there in the booth having a conversation. There was only one person there, and I was like, I'm gonna stand, I'm gonna wait for an opportunity just to maybe get a photo and say hello. Okay, so why the fangirl moment? So I actually went back to my email to look up, when did I first learn about Jerry Guiones? I was a member of his old Ice Society, where you could go behind the scenes with him on different shoots, weddings. You could really see behind the scenes in his thought process. And I looked through my email, so it was 2014 that I was a member of the Ice Society. So that's been a long time. And he was one of the first photographers. I have a short list of photographers that really inspired my journey, especially at that time as a wedding photographer. And I can remember so often, whether it was a wash day for my hair and I'm watching Ice Society, I'm watching Jerry, or if I was getting ready for a wedding, I would take some time just to look at a wedding, just to get some inspiration. And oh my gosh, such an impact on my work. And to meet him in person, and not only did I get a chance to take a selfie with him, I also got a chance to have maybe a 10 or 15 minute conversation. But I was so, I just wanted him to know, I feel sometimes it's not often that you get an opportunity to meet, for me, Jerry is famous, that you get a chance to meet famous or people that you admire, right? And I got an opportunity to meet him, and I just wanted to let him know how much an impact that he had on me as a photographer. I know that he's inspired photographers around the world. And it was a great experience just to be able to share that impact and to hear him say thank you and to hear him ask more about me and my family. And gosh, he was the exact same person that I saw in those videos, interacting with his clients. I felt the same way. And it was just a great opportunity to spend this moment, a moment that I will never forget. Oh my gosh. And I don't think Jerry is watching this. But if by chance someone shares this message with this video with Jerry, just once again, thank you so much for all of the education that you've given to photographers like myself to learn about lighting, posing, to even as I saw you interact with clients, just to see how you did that with so much grace and making your clients feel special and that you were fully present for their wedding day. That was one thing that I remember you taught me, Jerry, if you're watching this or somebody sends it. But I remember how I used to feel about photographing the details of the wedding day, the dress in particular. And one of the things that you would always say, you would talk about having a person in that detail to really give it the heartbeat that it needed, right? So not just the thing by itself, but with the person in it that gave it the heartbeat and the love. So that was always that's one thing that I remember on top of lighting. Oh my gosh, lighting and posing. But I digress. That was such a fangirl moment. I'm still feeling it right now as I'm getting to share this with you guys. If you don't know who Jerry Guiones is, go check him out. He and his lovely wife are simply amazing, and they do a lot of great things for the photography industry, just to keep the industry itself just advancing and moving forward. The awards and degree ceremony where photographers who had worked towards maybe their certification, who had earned other degrees. There were also awards given, but that was that night, which was absolutely beautiful just to see everyone, to celebrate everyone and their accomplishments. Also that night, we had the continuation of the live IPC competition. This was the final round of everyone who made it to the final round. And the winner of the GIA Award was Gary Jones. Oh my gosh, phenomenal story. Later, the next day or so, I got an opportunity to chat with him and his mom. His mom was so lovely. She was actually in the image that he made. And to hear his story of it taking him 2 years to make this image. And the bus was at a bus yard. When he went the second time, it was the right buzz, the right light, the right moment, the reflection of light off the wall that fell back on his mom. Everything just aligned to make that image, and he decided to enter that image in the competition, and it was the winner. And it was such an honor to see him win, and just to hear more of his backstory, how he made the image, but also the relationship that he and his mom shared. So a special, special moment. I mean, his mom became a celebrity at imaging. Anyone who's there watching this, you're like, yes, she was. She was such a lovely lady. The final day of imaging wrapped up with workshops, the trade show floor was open, and the epic closing party. I didn't get to attend the party, but I heard it was a great time. And friends, if you missed out on imaging for this year, no need to worry, because guess what? The dates are already available for next year's Imaging USA 2025. Save the date for February 2nd through the 4th. It's happening in Grapevine, Texas. If this video resonated with you, if you're thinking about now attending an industry conference, to do all those things, to work on your business, let me know in the comments. I want to hear. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.